Most people know me to be a pretty calm guy, especially those that have known me for more than 20 years. There's very few outside of my family that have known me for more than 20 years, but I am a pretty reserved, introverted, calm dude. I am an observer. And I've walked through life with this attitude for the most part. I'm not one to instigate. I'm not one to create offense. I'm more of a person that chooses defense. You flow as necessary. And one of the things that has helped me get through life, even with obstacles, is meditation. And meditation became big for me at the age of 21. I know I've spoken on this before, but I just kind of wanted to recap on this and provide a very full backstory. You grow up in the Baptist Christian household and you're going to church every Sunday, the usual drills. I was baptized at age 12. Okay. But of course I had to fake the funk and pretend as if I was enthusiastic about being baptized. No, I was just going along with the program, which is what tends to happen. You do it because it's what the family has done. You just kind of fall in line. And while going to church, you sit there on the pew and you're listening to these beautiful songs. That's one thing that I did love about church is the music. That's always very uplifting. And a lot of great singers have come out of the Christian Baptist church, or just church, period. I know there's different fragments of Christianity. But yeah, that's the experience. At one point, after I transitioned from Christianity, or after I left the church, I would go to church for the sermon. I knew what time the pastors would be giving the sermon, and I would just show up for the message and then leave. I used to enjoy that because I didn't have to sit there and deal with the tithes and the offerings and all the extra fluff. I was there for the message and then leave. And then after a while, that became a bit mundane, so I stopped altogether. But throughout that experience, I saw some hypocrisies that I was not very thrilled to see. And of course, being young, you don't speak on these things because you don't question anything that goes on in the church. You just don't. Or at least that's what I understood as a youngster. And so, but there was a feeling, there was a vibration inside of me that said, no, this isn't it. And I felt that vibration the entire time, even at the age of 6, even at the age of 8, 10, even at the age of 12 upon being baptized, even at the age of 15, 16, and 17 when I was playing on the church basketball league. I was very active. I was very active in church, went to the Bible studies and youth groups and played basketball 2 years with the church league. So, of course, we're going up against all the different churches throughout Los Angeles. That was fun. That was fun. So there were some highlights throughout my years in the church. But for the most part, I would say the majority of my time there, that vibration never left. The vibration of, this is not it. That vibration never left. And it was not induced by anyone on the outside. It was not induced by someone that I met that said, hey, why are you doing that? It was not sparked from any propaganda that I got from television or a movie or anything like it. It didn't come from any outside source. That feeling that I had throughout my entire time in the church came from within. It came from within because prayer felt right. That felt right. That felt correct. Okay? Everything else did not. in terms of the system within the church. Okay? There were activities that felt great. Like I mentioned, basketball, the social aspect, connecting to others, especially within the Black human experience. That was enjoyable as well, right? And you find some common ground there. Okay? But in terms of the system within the church, the only thing that felt right to me was prayer. And so I'm giving you this story because maybe you'll connect with it. I don't know. Maybe there's something that you found similar in your journey. So in 1997, at the age of 21, I was standing on the porch of where I was living at the time, and it was a full moon. I looked up at that full moon for a very, very long time. Okay? I was just in a trance. And I went into the apartment, got a pen, got paper, and wrote poetry. And the name of that poem is titled Eyes in the Sky. Now, as I was writing this poem, I didn't know what I was writing. Okay, I had no idea. I'm just writing. Keep in mind, I'm 21, and I had just started writing poetry a year before. And so I write this poem, I'm finished, and I read it. And it blew my mind. And to this very day, I do not know where that poem is. And that was, I think it was the second or third poem that I wrote. I still have the first poem that I wrote in 1996. It's called The Night. But Eyes in the Sky may have been the second or third, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. But that poem changed my life, because from that point on, I began to shift spiritually. Meditation became a big deal. Going to the beach became a big deal. Turning my environment into a place of worship became the big deal. Going inside of self became a big deal. That was the transformation at age 21, and I have not looked back since. It became my guide through adversity. All adverse conditions, all challenges began to reduce. The obstacles of life began to disappear. It was something that I needed. It was something that kept me from making irrational decisions, something that kept me balanced, okay? As opposed to looking for answers, I began to shift into a place of knowing, which is the difference. Because when you're in a place of knowing, you move differently, you speak differently, you observe differently, you react differently. So this was a big shift, 1997. Okay? And there were ebbs and flows after that point. However, this shift gave me the exact strength that I needed to bounce off of these things as if a ball is hitting a wall. Okay? And it was a very important transition. Transition within the physical realm, not transition from physical to spirit. But it allowed for me to fully understand who I was. It allowed for me to fully engage a connection to the Most High. Okay? The connection to the Most High became full. And so by practicing this connection through meditation and really listening with my being, because that's what I listen with to this very day, I began to flow through the human experience, or in my case, the Black human experience, with a sense of assurance, with a sense of certainty. There was no confusion at all. Everything became clear. Everything became very sound. Okay? Now, I'm just speaking from my experience, okay? Everyone is different. This is what I'm giving. This is what I'm laying out there, okay? As I record this, I am pretty much unknown. So for those of you that don't know me, you're listening and you're just, oh, well, this is just a guy. But perhaps you can take something from this and see where the connection is, see where the value is. Because there's even value in the things that you do not like. There's even value in the things that are opposite of your own beliefs. There's value in everything. The challenge is to find it. So I began to evolve within the Black human experience. I began to shift how I felt about the historical impact of the Black human experience. I began to reassess what that is. I began to move differently within that. Because keep in mind, the Black human experience is only a small fraction of me. It is not all of me. Okay? I spoke on this before, episode 12, I want to say, my Black human experience. And I'm just sort of connecting these dots and elaborating. But yeah, the Black human experience became a new experience, if you will. One in which I love me. I love the vessel that I'm temporarily using in order to function on the earth. I love this body. I love this shade. But it's not all of me. And I guess you could say I began to fully understand that at age 21 and then apply this newfound knowledge going forward. Because it's one thing to know the knowledge or be able to express it, convey it to others, because what I'm doing is nothing uncommon. You will find in different sections of the Black human experience or members of this who will speak to what I'm talking about. The difference is it will just be spoken of, not necessarily practiced, okay? Because it's not something that's emphasized in schools. It's not something that's talked about in any of the churches, not on this level, in terms of being able to really practice the connection that you have with the Most High and the ability to move things, to heal, to teleport, to use telepathy, to be able to have premonitions and enhance them, to be able to feel the vibrations around you. My knowledge evolved, okay? The evolution of the Black human experience. And I speak to that because, of course, you grow up in a Baptist church. It is majority Black, melanated beings. Okay. So I began to truly understand what this is all about and move differently. And by doing this, the obstacles that usually, I guess you could say, or I should say, the obstacles that would be expressed in this experience began to disappear. Why do I mention this? Because right now, the Black human experience is being challenged on all fronts. Not only is it being challenged, it's being attacked, indirectly and directly. So how do you shift it? Well, if you were to ask me, I would say shift the inner part of you to shift everything physical, both with you and around you. And when you connect, when you evolve past your physical shell, you can morph. Yeah, you can change. It's like becoming a changeling. You can pretty much do some amazing things that you weren't able to do before the shift. Now, some people experience this shift early in life. Some people experience it in the latter portion of their life, according to the Gregorian calendar, right? We don't really know the numbers. I mean, time is a human construct anyway. But, and perhaps I can expand on this in some sort of one-on-one conversation with people that contact me. But I just wanted to put that out there that that is the reason. This is my story, or part of my story, part of my existence is this tale. The evolution from 1997 all the way up. And yeah, meditation is a big part of this journey. And I do it as often as I can. And it allows for me to see things that people do not see. It allows for me to do things that I couldn't do. Okay. I feel we were able to do a lot more than what we can do now, even while in flesh. This is my belief. This is my understanding. And I am still putting the pieces together. Okay. I am not a master at this. Is mastery possible on this level? Perhaps. But I have not reached that. I do have humility in this notion. So this is an ongoing journey, but it has definitely become more clear to me what this existence, my existence, is all about. And I will continue to move forward in it as I do, because it has given me peace. It has reduced the obstacles. It has allowed for me to move through this earth harmoniously, being able to attract things and attract opportunities of high frequency, high vibration, loving approaches. You're always going to be challenged. You're always going to have opposition. That goes without saying. That's a part of the human experience. But the majority of my time here has been harmonious. And I feel that a big part of that is the connection that I have with, let's say, the God force. And that force is already inside of you. It's already there. I don't need to look up to find it. All you have to do is be in alignment with it. That's it. Be in alignment with it. Give yourself a moment to connect to it. And when you do connect to it, and you do it often, you are able to reduce obstacles. You are able to elevate opportunities. You are able to create realities that you did not have before making the shift. You are able to hear beyond your senses. You are able to feel. Your senses go above and beyond your physical properties when you make this shift. I have been a witness to this, and I will speak on it. I'm giving this to you so it'll give you something to marinate on. Some of you already know what I'm talking about, and you're already practicing. You're already tapping in. You're enhancing your extraordinary abilities. This can happen. What I speak of is not something you cannot reach. It is very much within your reach. And that's why I do these videos. So when I usually meditate, I do it at home. Sometimes I'll do it at the park. Sometimes I will do it at the beach. Actually, I do it at the beach quite a bit, especially on December 25th in 1997. I started my own tradition where I will go out there in the morning every December 25th and engage meditation. People who know me know that I do this every single year, and I have not missed a year since 1997. But these are the things that I do, and within these meditations, I'll do different variations. Sometimes I will chant. Sometimes I will just focus on breathing. Sometimes I will focus on an image. There's a level of concentration that takes place. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I do not claim to be an expert in these matters. I do what I do, and what I do has worked, and it has allowed for me to reach a certain elevation while in this human, let me say, black human experience. Okay? So if there's something that has intrigued you in this video and you want me to elaborate on it, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Okay? As long as you do it intelligently, we can have a dialogue.